Hey guys, it's Al from Home of 12 Volt Northern. Today I'm here to have a chat about going off grid and setting up your caravan or your motorhome or even a camper trailer to free camp. So we're finding a lot more customers now inquiring about this due to the larger cost of going to caravan park, especially up north on the East Coast, Northern Territory. And they're seeing the value in investing into either their older caravan to bring it up to the latest electronic spec of lithium batteries, MPPT chargers, and also DC to DC chargers, or simply just even picking up a brand new caravan and doing a full upgrade. The systems that come with them in most cases would be fine for just doing any like main traveling, but if you're wanting to go to the extent of running an air conditioner, all your microwave, coffee machine, and completely off grid, that's where they would invest in big solar upgrades, new inverter charger, and even more lithium power. So this is a display of what could typically be put into a caravan for an upgrade. And first of all, we'll go with the inverter part of it. So this is the inverter here, right? So this is a 2000 VA. So it's 1600 watts continuous, which is good for running a small microwave. You can run a coffee machine, like a toaster, or even like a drink mixer. So this particular product has a battery charger built into it as well. So this has got an 80 amp charger as well as a inverter built in with an automatic transfer switch. So the way this would be wired into the van is it would be integrated into the 240 volt AC. As you can see here, we've got the RCVO circuit breakers. So it would be wired in, AC in, and that would go through your circuit breaker. And then you've got into the inverter, and then AC out goes through the other in circuit breaker, and then into the 240 volt system in the caravan. So we'll turn this on, and it will be on inverter mode. So there you go. So now that's inverting at the moment. Now, if we were then to plug power in, so this is replicating the 15 amp power input on the side of your caravan. So now we'll plug that in to the side. All right, so we've plugged our power in. This is just a 10 to 15 amp power adapter. So the transfer switch inside the inverter is going to switch over to a battery charger in a moment. And this is what would happen if you were using it like traveling. You could go to a caravan park, plug into their power, and then it just switches over. So we've switched over. Now we're in a battery charging mode now. So we can monitor on the Touch 50 screen what we're charging back into the battery. So at the moment that's pumping in roughly about 500 to 600 watts of power. Right, so then if you wanted to go off grid, basically we just unplug. So as soon as the power goes out, it switches back to an inverter mode, and that would be the same as when you unplug the power from the caravan. So that gives us our 240 volt power for off-grid camping, which then allows us to run any 240 volt appliances, and also it's got the ability to charge our batteries when we're on a powered site, or even if it's in storage at home. So from the inverter, we now want to go to another source of charging, and that would be our solar. So this all really depends on what sort of caravan or motorhome you may have. Camper trailers, well, you'll typically have a portable solar panel. This is a complete Victron energy system. So this is a fully integrated system. Hence why we've got a Victron Energy MPPT solar controller on this display board. So 30 amps, look, that's good for roughly around about 400 watts of solar power, and typically, yeah, you could run a couple of 200 watt panels quite comfortably with that. They are all lithium programmable, like all Victron Energy products. So this is great if you're starting off with a simple upgrade to be able to set yourself up later to go for lithium, because they come pre-programmed for AGM type batteries. So this is just a display. You could have a bigger MPPT solar controller. You might want to go for 1000 watts, and in that case you could even run twin MPPT solar controllers which is something that we've done on the bigger caravan setups. So we might split the panels, have say 3 200 watt panels to one 50 amp MPPT, and then have the other 3 on the other MPPT. So that you get a bit more effective charging into your batteries, more efficient really by doing it that way. So there you go. So you've got your MPPT, and then the other source of charging would be through a DC to DC charger. So in this case, the board's got a Red Arc 50 amp DC DC, and yes, they will do solar as well. So this is a 50 amp DC DC, and it's got the ability to do 700 watts of solar, and that's fine if you're going to set it up that way. It just means that you're only ever going to get 50 amps in total of charge back into your batteries. So that's why when we're doing a setup on a caravan, motorhome, we'll always recommend, if you can, go with your DC-DC charger, which is going to give you the charge straight from the vehicle alternator, then have a separate solar controller. Because that way you're getting your charge from your DC-DC, and then you're also getting on top of that charge input from the solar setup you've got on the roof as well. And this might be on a caravan, could even be a canopy setup with a solar panel on the roof, or a motorhome as well. And that way you're just going to get more power back into your battery. So with the DC-DC charger, this Red Arc one in particular, it's multi-chemistry. It's going to be able to do wet cell type batteries, AGM, you can do your lithium batteries. And again, you know, if you were doing this sort of setup in a stage process, so you didn't have to outlay money for your batteries, you can always just pre-program it and set it for lithium later when you do your lithium battery upgrade. So with these DC-DC chargers, we do recommend running the ignition setup, especially for modern cars now with low voltage smart alternators. It's just a lot more reliable charge, and it will consistently charge your batteries for you. So that's your DC-DC charger, right? So we've just covered 3 fundamental ways of having a charge input for our off-grid system. So we've got AC charging through the inverter charger off of our 240 volt grid power, and again, that's if you're in a caravan park. You know, I know the objective is to go free camping, and you're probably going to try to avoid caravan parks when you can, but you're probably going to have to either go into a caravan park to do some laundry. You know, you might have to fill up water tanks, that type of thing, and that's where you can use their power to top up your batteries and get them to 100% charge, and then set off again free camping the next day. So there you go on that one. Another way of charging we've covered, solar. Look, you can never have enough solar. We always tell our customers, if you got the roof space and you know cost isn't a major factor, cover the whole roof in panels, because if you're going to do free camping and you do want to run those 240 volt AC appliances, you can never have enough solar to put back into your batteries. So a solar, and then again DC-DC charging. Look, when you're driving, you're doing a lot of Ks, you know, your vehicle's driving, you may as well make the most of it. Set it up properly, put the right size cable in, that way your DC-DC charger will perform as it should and charge efficiently into your batteries. So you can go a little bit further on a system if you're going to set it up for off-grid. You know, you can do those 3 fundamental ways of charging, and it would set up your van quite well. But if you wanted to have little things such as a way to monitor the system, the Victron Energy Smart Shunt here, perfect little way to actually see how much power you got in your batteries. There's a Bluetooth device, so it connects to an app on your phone. It's going to show you a percentage in your battery. You can see what voltage is in your battery. You can then monitor the time remaining at the current discharge rate. So you might have a compressor upright fridge, and you're also running your lights and running TV. You can see on the app how long it's going to run for at the current discharge rate. So you know whether to be, you know, a little bit lighter on your power, you can cut back a little bit, or if you got heaps of power and you've got heaps of solar, go for gold and, you know, leave it on. You know you're going to be able to keep up, and it's not a problem. But with this, you got peace of mind. You know exactly what sort of power you got, how long you got to go. You know, do you have to pre-plan to back off a little bit and know what sort of expectation you have for your battery capacity. Your solar input, the weather might be a bit average in overcast conditions at the time, but you know how long you got to go at the current discharge rate. So it's a great product to have in your system. And you don't need to have a Victron system just to have this. Like you can, have like a projector, like inverter. You could have a Red Arc DC-DC charger, Victron 240 volt charger, and still have a Victron Energy smart shunt in that system, and it will still connect to your phone, tell you all the information you need, and just take the worry out of like running out of power. Really, you just know exactly what sort of power you got in your batteries and how long you got to go, so you can really know how long you can free camp for. So another thing you can add in this sort of setup here, and this would have to be a full Victron Energy system because it's all integrated, so it talks to each other, is a Servo GX. Right, it's like a central hub for the Victron system. So as you can see here, we've got the MPPT that plugs into it. We've also got the smart shunt that plugs into it as well, and the inverter charger that plugs into the Servo GX. So this is telling the Servo GX the information, whether it's like charging in, it might also be inverting. So from there, it will connect into your Touch 50, right? So this screen here displays AC loads. So if we're running something on the inverter, it'll show us what sort of wattage we're drawing out. It's simply on a standby current at the moment. Then you've got your solar input, so it'll show you how many watts are going into your batteries from your solar. Now this could be solar panels on the roof, or you could even have a portable solar panel plugged into the Victron controller as well. Then from there, you've got the AC charging, which we had on earlier. So when the inverter is in a battery charging mode, it'll show us what wattage is actually going into the batteries, charging the battery up. And then down here on the display, this will display percentage. You've got voltage, you've got amp, discharge, or charge input. Basically what the information that will show on the app for the smart shunt, but it replicates that on the Touch 50 screen there. So this sort of system, this system's going to be able to keep you self-sufficient with enough solar. Most cases, a 2000 VA multi-plus may suit you, but for those bigger caravans, larger air conditioners, if you want to run more 240 volt appliances, you might want to just upgrade to the 3000 multi-plus, which we find is better for the 22-foot vans with a bigger air conditioner. And with the battery power, well, you probably want to be looking at least 400 to 600 amp hours to be able to run aircon. If you don't want to run the air conditioner, you can pretty much do a good system with a couple of 120 amp lithium batteries. These are our Thumper lithiums, so a couple of these would be quite okay. And that's going to give you enough power to run things like your microwave, your toaster, you can run a drink mixer, that type of thing as well. Yeah, so with that system, look, if you've got any questions, give us a call on 8262 6890 for interstators, 08 in front of that. Plus, if you want to email us, you can email us at paraka@homeof12volt.com.au. Yeah, hopefully that's been informative for you guys. We'll see you at the next video. Just like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube. So if you hit the subscribe button, that keeps me going, makes more videos for you guys. And simply just go on the Instagram and follow that one too. So thanks guys, we'll see you at the next one. See ya.